What's up, adventurers? My name is Platinum Phoenix, and welcome back to Fire Emblem Engage. Last time, we learned about Roy and his connection to the Binding Blade. And this time, we are doing another Emblem paralogue. But before we actually head that direction, we don't have any support or bond conversations. But if you are really into fishing, the Supreme Rod is now available at the flea market. So you can catch bigger and better fish now. But with that being said, let's go ahead and head to the world map. Alright, on the world map, we quite literally have to travel the entire world, all the way back to Elusia, and past the castle to get to Paralogue Frozen Fortress. Suggested class, advanced class, level 8. So let's go ahead and begin the chapter.
Hey, look. It started snowing.
I'm certain I've been here before. Or someplace just like it.
Where do you think we are, Micaiah?
This looks somewhat like Castle Nox. I battled Ike there once.
Huh? Castle Nox? You fought against Ike?
It was snowing then, too. Ike was a strong commander, as was I. But we each had a different definition of victory. Ike was trying to save us, and I could not let him. We needed help, but not his. My people were cursed by a magical blood pact and headed for certain ruin.
What happened?
I fought Ike, fought to undo the pact. I held on to hope. I stayed focused on my vision of the future. Even on the worst day, I kept hold of that. I gave everything to protect people I cared for. I'd have sacrificed more if there'd been need. That vision is what made it possible for me to survive the war.
I think I know now why we were brought here. Teach me how you never broke in the face of despair and fear, Micaiah.
So, you've figured it out then? The point of this trial? Well then, face me in battle, and do your best to be victorious. If you win, our bond will strengthen, and you'll be able to draw on my power like never before.
Alright, getting into this fight, we need to do unit selection, not you. And sure, we'll bring you, because it doesn't super matter, actually. In order to do this, I have a very specific setup. So I want to put you there. I need to find where Cedal is. Cedal needs to go over here. Ivy needs to go over here. And then finally, Fram is going to take up right in the middle. And then Saline needs to go here. And doing this, you can actually beat this in one turn, even though she has 2 health bars. And there's a win condition and a lose condition, technically 2 lose conditions, but we'll go over that in a second. First, let's go ahead and begin the fight.
You've got to earn this. Defend yourself.
So, the win condition is obviously to defeat Emblem Micaiah, and the defeat conditions are if Phoenix is defeated, like every other chapter, or if the foe reaches the area that Phoenix is standing in. Because during the original chapter in the Fire Emblem Radiant Dawn, this was also a survive the onslaught type of chapter. So let's go ahead and begin. And like I said, this is a very short chapter, but there's a lot to go over for Micaiah. So starting off, Micaiah is
I hear you.
connected to several locations as well as people. As she said in the cutscene, she is already connected to Ike. As she said, she fought him. But the reason she fought them is because she's actually Dayan, which is the group that Ike was fighting against in Path of Radiance. So, the other thing about Micaiah is she also is the leader of a rebel group called the Dawn Brigade. But in Radiant Dawn, there was a war called the Mad King's War that took place, and the nation of Begnion took over the lands of Dayan, and then Micaiah created the Dawn Brigade in direct opposition to the Begnion rule to try to save Dayan, which is actually leads directly into why she fights Ike. Like she said, the King of Dayan created a blood pact with Begnion, the Begnion Senate to be exact, giving them full control over the region.
Your steward's ready.
And in order to break the blood pact, Micaiah led her forces against the Apostles' army, which, doing so, she took out a lot of the Apostles' army. But then Micaiah had to lead her forces to Castle Nox, like she said in the cutscene, to recover her forces, which is the location of this Emblem paralogue. But unfortunately for Micaiah, the Greil Mercenaries were allied with the Apostles' army, so they chased them back to Castle Nox. And then Micaiah was forced to gather her troops to protect against the attack.
Where to?
And the one leading the attack, since it was the Greil Mercenaries, was Ike, meaning that she was forced to fight against the Radiant hero Ike, who she did not trust because she blamed Ike for the takeover of Dayan because of his involvement in the Mad King's War. Which is weird, because this is the only time in the entire game that either of them talk about it. You would think that as soon as they see each other, they would be like, oh, it's you, because they know each other. But they say absolutely nothing about it, and it's kind of funny in that way. But we are just going to Goddess Dance here, because I think that's all I actually want to talk about Micaiah. Mostly this is just her. In the chapter she fought, it's actually Ike that's standing down here, and you have to survive, I believe, 20 turns in that game. It's either 20 or 12, but Ike just stands here, and on the turn before you win the chapter, Ike starts moving forward to fight you. So there's technically two win conditions in that game, where you either have to stop Ike from, or stop people from getting to the point, or defeat Ike within those turns. But with that being said, we're just going to come over here and engage with Emblem Sigurd, just so we can dance Fram and take out Micaiah right here. Yes, Fram, we saved you, because if you didn't win this, you would be swarmed by every unit in existence. So go ahead and just punch her real quick. It's fine.
It's no use.
I know this is the emblem that you're equipped to, but kind of funny in that way. But with that, that is stage cleared, with the MVP obviously being Fram, as she beat Micaiah both times.
Well done. You passed the trial safely.
Thank you, Micaiah.
Do you feel that? Our bond is stronger.
I do, yes. I feel like I understand you better than before. There's just one thing.
What's that?
You know, I was sort of hoping I might gain some of your fortune-telling ability.
Don't worry. You don't need that. You can already see the future. In fact, you're building it.
I'm building the future? Is that one of your predictions?
Nope. It's something I see right in front of me. I see someone with the strength to never lose heart, no matter what. You're a fighter.
It's an honor to know that you think so. I'll do my best not to disappoint.
Not a chance. Come on. Let's go save the world.
Alright, and with that, that is Emblem Micaiah's Emblem Paralogue. So, I think we're going to end the episode here. I hope that everyone enjoyed watching. If you did, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Next time, we have one emblem left that still needs her paralogue gone over. But until then, happy adventuring!